Welcome, everybody. What a wonderful opportunity this is to connect. Thank you for attending Cotton Incorporated's Confidence in Cotton seminar. I am Jennifer Lakowiak, Director of Supply Chain Marketing, and today, along with my colleagues, Dr. Ed Barnes and Executive Account Manager Marcy Gang, we will be discussing why cotton is an optimal fiber to use in home textiles from a sustainability perspective. At Cotton Incorporated, I work with brands and retailers throughout North America to grow and support their cotton business. Dr. Ed Barnes is one of the world's leading experts in the study of cotton and water. As an agricultural engineer and scientist, he is one of our trusted experts on the topic of cotton and sustainability. Marcy Gang is an executive account manager ingrained in the home textile initiatives, brands, and retailers. Today, we will show you many reasons why you can be confident as you bring more cotton business into your home product line. First, let me tell you about Cotton Incorporated. We are a not-for-profit company that has been in existence for 50 years now. Our goal is to help you with any aspect of cotton in your business. We want you to use cotton and be profitable with your cotton products. We are a science-based company. We conduct extensive research from the farm to sustainability and all the way through manufacturing and retailing. We provide you free of charge access to the best industry resource for all things cotton, cottonworks.com. Our website is a great resource for you as it contains technologies which can be applied to apparel and home textiles, trend insights that highlight seasonal trends, colors, and fabrics, marketing and merchandising assistance, technical information which provides a wealth of knowledge regarding fabric usage, and fabric functionality, bringing capabilities and inspiration right to your desktop. We offer workshops which deep dive into multiple areas of product development, and webinars which offer tremendous insight into all the tools you need to develop your cotton business. We also have downloadable digital fabric files for designers to use as they develop product lines. So let's talk about cotton. As many of you are aware, cotton fibers derive from the fruit of a plant, a product of Mother Nature. Cotton is grown, harvested, ginned, and spun. By comparison, other cellulosic and synthetic fibers require a significant amount of chemicals in a laboratory to create a usable fiber. When you choose cotton, you choose to be sustainable in every possible way. The entire cotton plant is utilized, not just the bulb. Cotton fibers can biodegrade in water significantly more than other fibers. And while many of us think of that in terms of our cotton t-shirt or jeans, start to put that in perspective of large-scale home textiles, such as sheets, towels, blankets, and drapes. Cotton can also significantly decompose in soil. Once it decomposes, it enriches the soil with cellulose, which is a boon for plant life. Synthetics can take hundreds of years or more to degrade, and it's not benefiting the environment in any way. As we will discuss later, cotton can be a more sustainable choice for your product line. Cotton comes from the earth, and cotton returns to the earth. Let's dive into the prevailing points of cotton and why it is truly an optimal fiber in the home textile market. Sustainability. It's interesting when you look at the biology of a single cotton plant. As mentioned earlier, the fibers come from the fruit of the cotton plant, but what about the rest of the plant? The cotton seeds are used for livestock feed, and the oil expressed from those seeds is the base for many food products. Cottonseed oil is naturally high in antioxidants, such as vitamin E, and it is naturally low in cholesterol. It has a long shelf life. The cottonseed oil is also added to many other common household products, such as soap, cosmetics, rubber, and plastics. The short fuzz that is left on the seed can be used to make cushioning, paper, environmentally friendly plastics, and other products. When it comes to cotton, all parts of the cotton plant can be used. And when we say cotton comes from the earth and can return to the earth in the circular conversation, we mean exactly that. From a biodegradability angle, cotton can be fully circular. One example of that circularity is denim. We not only wear denim, but we use denim in the home too. And at the end of its life, denim can be recycled into insulation for use in homes and buildings. Cotton can also be recycled into paper, which can be used for hang tags and product packaging. Cotton can also supplant plastics, creating everyday items such as toothbrushes, buttons, and tumblers. Additionally, cotton is great as a fill for pillows, dog beds, and quilted products. Cotton Incorporated is a science-based company. We support responsible and traceable cotton farming practices backed by scientific research. Dr. Barnes, would you like to expand upon that?
Sure, Jen. One of the things Cotton Incorporated has done is worked with the U.S. cotton industry to help it establish science-based goals that you see pictured on this slide. You can see we want to increase soil carbon by 30%. Why that's important, that soil carbon is taking carbon out of the atmosphere as well as improving the productivity of the soil. We also want to make our land use efficiency increase by 13%, and basically what that means, we want to make the land more productive. We want to get more cotton from the same amount of land. That's something the U.S. has been doing for the last 20 years, and we're going to continue that. On the other side, you see things we want to decrease. We have a very ambitious goal to decrease our greenhouse gas emissions by 39%, to decrease soil loss by 50%, to decrease our water use by 18%, and then also reduce energy use by 15%.
Thanks so much for explaining the macro goals to us, Ed. What about traceability? That factors into a lot of decision making as well.
Well, traceability is something U.S. cotton has been doing for over 25 years. You see pictured on the screen a module tag. That's a unique identifier for that 20,000 pounds of seed cotton that was harvested from that field. And so we know the field, we know the ownership of that cotton, and then that tag gets transported with the cotton to the cotton gin. And then every bale of cotton and at the cotton gin, what they're doing, they're separating that seed from the fiber, and there'll be a 500-pound bale made, about 18 500-pound bales from that one module, and that'll all be linked back to that tag, and each one of those bales gets a unique identifier, and we know where that bale came from. And when that bale is sold into the market, not only do we know the unique identifier for the bale, we know the gin it came from. So U.S. cotton has been highly traceable for a long time.
Ed, you're one of the leading experts in cotton, and everybody talks about water. There is a myth about cotton being a thirsty crop. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, that is a common myth that's out there, and it's kind of frustrating to me as someone that has studied cotton and its water use patterns. Shown on the screen, one, you can see that out of all the agricultural water used in the world, and this is not all the world's water, this is just water used by agriculture, cotton is only 3% of that. So you can see that it's not a huge consumer of water. It's also a very heat and drought tolerant crop. And I think where this myth partially came from is because of its heat and drought tolerance, it's grown in arid regions that are often water scarce. And so because cotton can survive in that environment, it's mistakenly associated with water scarcity. In reality, it's what allows the producers to grow a crop in that water scarce area. And when we talk about some misinformation around cotton and water, there's often some very large numbers that talks about how, in this example, 2,700 liters of water to make one t-shirt. In reality, that number is much smaller. In this example, we are showing a number that we derive from a global life cycle study of cotton from its production in the field all the way through use by the consumer. And that 670 liters that's shown there, or 177 gallons, is all the water that's used during the life of that t-shirt, which includes the water to grow the cotton, the water in the textile, dyeing, and finishing process, as well as the water used by the consumer to wash that t-shirt. Now, this is getting into some technical terms that may be more than you want to know, but we're talking about, when we talk about life cycle assessment, we talk about blue water, which means water that's taken from a river or from a well. It doesn't include rainfall. And it's also talking about water that's consumed, or that's water that evaporates and leaves the watershed it came from. So an example of the consumer washing that t-shirt, it doesn't count the water that went into the washing machine that then went back to the water treatment plant and back to the river, but it does count the water that was evaporated in the dryer when that t-shirt was dried.
Thank you so much for your insight, Ed, regarding the actual water usage that surround cotton crops and production. It's also mentioned that cotton takes away from food production. Can you give us some insight there?
Sure. You know, on this slide, we see a picture of that 5,200 pounds of seed cotton. That's what we call it in the industry before the fiber and seed get separated. And you also see a picture of a modern cotton harvester. It actually creates that round, what we call a module, as it's harvesting the cotton. And so in that 5,200 pounds in that yellow cylinder, actually there's 2,800 pounds of cottonseed. And so there's actually more cottonseed coming from the plant than fiber. And that seed is a very valuable commodity. It's primarily used in the U.S. To feed dairy cows. They really like cottonseed. It increases their butter fat in the milk. And so it's a very important feed ingredient. It's also for direct human consumption in the form of cottonseed oil. If you look at a bag of potato chips, often you'll see that cottonseed oil is a key ingredient in that potato chip. Then of course we get our fiber, and then not only do we get food from cotton, we also get some co-product. So when that cotton's harvested, we take some parts of the plant that we really didn't mean to, and so at the cotton gin they separate out that extra plant material, and then it's used for various co-products such as hydromulch, and even compressing it into fuel bricks to fire the boilers to make energy. So there's a lot of things that come from cotton, and so it's not stealing land from food. And another important point is there's some areas of the world where cotton is grown you couldn't grow a food crop. So we're actually getting some food from that land because cotton is there that we couldn't get otherwise. So it's definitely not taking away land for food.
Thank you so much for that insight, Ed. That is absolutely fascinating. There's also a common myth that 25% of the world's pesticides are used in cotton. Can you clarify what those numbers actually are?
No, that's an important point. And that's, a myth that's really populates the internet. And in reality, from this bar chart, you can see that cotton, and we don't have direct data on pesticide use around the world. And let me go ahead and define pesticide. is all the crop protection products that include herbicides that are used to control weeds, insecticides that control insects, and fungicides for disease. So that term is inclusive of all those. You can see that in pesticide sales globally, cotton is only 4.7% of total pesticide sales, nowhere close to 25%.
Another topic that often confuses people regarding pesticide usage is organic cotton. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, organic cotton is really focused on how that cotton is produced. It really is, there's no difference in the cotton fiber that comes from the plant. It's about the farming methods that are used. And in organic, the organic farmers are prohibited from using biotechnology, and they're also not allowed to use synthetic inputs. So they have to rely on natural pesticides and fertilizers, whereas a conventional producer has access to a broader array of chemistries to use. And what this results in is it's a little more difficult to produce organic cotton. You don't have as many tools to use, especially for pest control. And so only about 1% of the world's cotton is produced according to organic standards. So this is a limited supply, and it's, again, a difficult production practice to implement.
Ed, talk to us a bit more about chemicals and chemical use at the farm, and how that may or may not manifest through production.
Sure. One of the things about chemical use in cotton is, some of the primary things we use are herbicides and insecticides. And in this picture on the left, you see a time where we might need to apply a herbicide if some weeds start to grow up in between the plants. In this picture, and this is what a lot of farmers are doing now, is adding a cover crop, so that shades out the weeds even further. That reduces our need for herbicides. But the point here is, if we do apply a herbicide, cotton hasn't really even started to form at this point. And it's later in the season, on the right, you can see that is cotton growing, and likely there are some mature cotton bolls at the very bottom of the plant. The cotton bolls mature from the bottom to the top of the plant. And so any insecticides that are applied are unlikely going to reach the bolls. And if they do, one of the reasons that a producer may have to apply insecticides more than once a year is these insecticides are designed to biodegrade. And actually, one of the things in EPA testing is the persistence of that insecticide in the environment. So our modern insecticides are designed to be broken down by the sun, to be removed when it rains. And so the likelihood that any of this would still be on the cotton by the time it's harvested is very unlikely. And in the rare off chance that anything did get onto the cotton, you got to remember there's a lot of intensive wet processing to make most cotton garments. So it's really, really far-fetched to think that there's going to be anything on a cotton product by the time it's completed.
Another topic on everyone's mind is plastics, and specifically microplastics and microfibers in the ocean. Please tell us a bit more about that.
Well, this is really an emerging concern that's something that we're just learning more about. And unfortunately, we're finding microfibers everywhere. And one of the things we've learned that a source of these microfibers is from laundering, when both cotton and polyester garments, when they're washed, small pieces of the fiber break out. That goes into the water treatment plant. And some of the local water treatment plants do remove those fibers, but unfortunately, some of those fibers make it out into the rivers and streams and ultimately into the oceans. So these microfibers are becoming detected just everywhere, literally in the world. And the advantage of cotton is it biodegrades, so it may form microfibers, but they don't stay around. Unfortunately, polyester and plastics just persist. They don't go away. And so with those global detections, we're really seeing this, as you can see, was highlighted in an issue of Eco-Textile News. And these microplastics are being found globally. They're being found in salt and in beer and in bottled water. So it's becoming very pervasive. And so we think this is going to be an important advantage for cotton in the future, is that it does biodegrade and it doesn't contribute to this plastic pollution problem.
Thank you so much, Ed, for giving us those insights and dispelling the common myths we hear regarding cotton. We are so pleased you were able to join us today. And I want to remind everybody to take time to go to the Cottonworks site. If you're not registered, it takes about a minute to get yourself signed up. And this is an absolutely invaluable tool that you can use from anywhere in all aspects of your cotton business. And as you get to the Cottonworks site, you can go right to topics and you see you get this great drop-down menu. Lots of different topics that you can go in and explore at your leisure. If you look to the right, you'll see sustainability, cotton sustainability, right there. That will offer you insight into much more than Ed was even able to cover today. There are so many topics within there that you can explore and build your cotton business. And here's an example of some of the things that you can explore under that sustainability heading on Cottonworks. You can go into the basics. You can look at recycled cotton, the biodegradability of cotton, consumer perceptions, lifestyle assessment. All of these things are just right at your fingertips as you need them, as you build your business. As we continue to explore the value that Cottonworks offers, I'm going to now turn the presentation over to Marcy Gang, who will give an overview of Fabricast fabrics and the curated home textile collection and technologies.
Thank you, Jennifer. As Jennifer mentioned, my name is Marcy Gang. I'm an executive account manager at Cotton Incorporated, working with brands, retailers, and mills, primarily in the southern part of the U.S., as well as home textile companies in New York and beyond. Cotton Incorporated's internal product development team develops 2 collections of knit and woven fabrics every year, which we call our Fabricast collection. These fabrics are developed in collaboration with Cotton Incorporated's trend team, highlighting new and innovative ways to use cotton for a variety of different applications, such as activewear apparel, denim, fashion, workwear, and home textiles, just to name a few. The fabrics utilize creative finishing techniques, yarns, or constructions to inspire companies with new ways that they could be using cotton in their product lines. Cotton Incorporated maintains a physical fabric library in its Cary, North Carolina facility, which houses over 8,000 fabrics and is usually open for those in the textile business to browse. However, with COVID rapidly changing the way we do business, we have digitized the fabric library and is now accessible from any digital device. On the Cottonworks site, under the Resources tab, you will find a link to the Fabricast section. On the left side of the screen, you will see that we have a search tool that you can use in the fabric library if you are looking for a specific type of fabric. On the right side of the screen is a screenshot of our curated cotton collection. This is a special grouping of fabrics that we have pulled together for you, highlighting the most requested and trend-driven fabrics within specific product categories. We recently have launched our home curated cotton collection, which I will review on the following slides. If you would like to request swatches of any of the fabrics that we are going to be reviewing, I would ask that you reach out to me directly and I will submit a fabric request so you can receive a swatch of the fabric and the technical information and how the fabric was made. Moving on to our curated cotton collection. We have received many requests from companies we work with that would like to explore using cotton fabrics that have been minimally processed in an effort to be more sustainable. In some fabrics that we have developed, this means leaving the fabric completely natural and undyed without the use of any chemistry. Other companies are exploring the use of natural dyes. Cotton Incorporated has collaborated with our Chroma to develop a new type of dye called earth colors. The earth colors dyes are made from plant material, in this case, cotton byproducts. This means that whatever is left over after harvesting, such as the bolls, stems, leaves, sticks, and even dirt, are finely ground and turned into a sulfur dye that can be used to dye cotton fabrics. This provides very natural and earthy shades. Here are some inspirational ideas and ways that you can use this dye. Here we have a cotton spandex denim fabric, as well as a 100% cotton mock plaited jersey. So you can see how both of these fabrics have a very earthy and natural quality to them. Another technology that would be great for home textile use is our Storm Cotton technology. This is a water repellent finish for cotton. It can be applied to a variety of different fabrications in both knit and wovens. It is very durable, lasting a minimum of 30 washes, and allows the fabrics to dry much more quickly than untreated cotton. Because it is not a coating, it does not impact the hand or breathability or comfort in any way. Storm Cotton is available in C6 and non-fluorine chemistries for more sustainable options. This fabric is a 100% cotton matelassé with the Storm Cotton technology added to it. This would be great for a top of the bed fabric as well as for pillow coverings. And this just is a really great fabric and great way to bring texture and surface interest into the home. This slide shows a 100% cotton velvet fabric, which has been lasered. If you aren't familiar with lasering, this technology historically has been used on denim fabrics as a more sustainable, eco-friendly way to achieve abrasion. However, we are expanding the use of this technology on home textile fabrics. For this particular fabric, we lasered the back, and what this does is push the fibers forward to the face of the fabric, giving it the appearance of a jacquard or other more complicated fabric construction. As Ed pointed out earlier, the industry is becoming increasingly aware of the issues around microfiber pollution. The next grouping of fabrics I will show you offer a sustainable alternative to polar fleece and synthetic pile fabrics. Because cotton is proven to be biodegradable in aquatic environments and in soil, it is a much more environmentally friendly alternative to microfiber. If you would like to discuss alternatives to microfiber sheet specifically, please reach out to me or come by our booth. You can learn more about cotton's biodegradability through the sustainability section of the Cottonworks site. This fabric is an 84% cotton and 16% wool Sherpa fabric. It's completely natural and biodegradable, but the wool also provides natural flame resistance properties without the use of any FR chemistries. So we have a fabric that is undyed without any FR chemistries added to it. And it's an extremely warm and cozy fabric that would be great for home textiles. The next fabric is a 100% cotton dobby construction that has been heavily sueded on both sides of the fabric. It provides a super warm, comfortable hand that would be great for blankets and other home fabrics. I would like to point out that we have licensed suppliers for all of our technologies. If you are interested in sourcing the technology fabrics, you can check out the supplier list at the bottom of the technology pages on Cottonworks. Here you will find a list of global suppliers that we have, and they are all licensed runner technologies and approved suppliers.
Thank you so much for that overview, Marcy. That was really great. Once again, on behalf of myself and my colleagues at Cotton Incorporated, I want to thank you for your time today. Be confident in choosing cotton. Be confident in the value cotton brings to your supply chain. know that bringing cotton into your product line is a benefit in so many ways. And if you have not had a chance to stop by our booth, please do. We would welcome the opportunity to talk to you about all things cotton. Thank you and have a wonderful day.